Good morning from the European Space Agency Technical Center here at ESTEC in Noordwijk. Today is a very exciting day in space, really. Not just because of the event that we have here, but let me first mention today will be the reveal of the James Webb Space Telescope images. We saw the first picture coming out last night, and later today we'll see more coming. We also have the 60th anniversary of Goonhilly, so congratulations Goonhilly Earth Station. But really today we're here to be inspired by space at the Space for Inspiration event. So follow hashtag space4inspiration to find out what's going on here. And we're talking about the new era in space, the new era of commercial space in two different elements. We're talking about the low Earth orbit economy, the LEO economy, as a point where commercial space can really make a difference in the next decade. And we talk about the new lunar economy that doesn't exist yet, but is being developed now and in the next 10 years. And we're looking at the exciting position that the European space has. As we all have seen in the Agenda 2025, but also now in the new Terra Nove 2030 plus program by the European Space Agency, and we'll be looking at that a little bit more later today and tomorrow. But that offers really interesting and really exciting opportunities for the European space industry to take its role in this global development. So keep following that hashtag, and I will be seeing you later today and tomorrow at Space for Inspiration here at ESTEC. So hello and welcome from the Columbus module of the International Space Station here at ESTEC in Noordwijk, Netherlands. We're here for the Space for Inspiration event that's taking place today and tomorrow. And today we started to learn about the themes of this conference. So we learned about a sustainable future, about the risks that we have here on Earth and in space, and we learned about the role of the circular economy. Now, this conference talks about two different elements of the future in space, the commercial aspect of it. So first of all, the low Earth orbit economy, and then of course the lunar economy that is now getting a lot of attention. So we had the introductions this morning, we had lunch, and then we were split into a few workshops, one on the low Earth orbit economy and one on the lunar economy. And you joined the lunar economy workshop. So can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, well, lunar economy is a pretty new topic. I actually did my research last year, and since then, so much new things happening. So during the workshop, we heard a number of pitches from very new companies which are developing payloads, services for launching, delivering, assembling, many other things which we can do on Earth and then sustain the economy there. So with all these companies, we had so much ideas how we can develop our future, how we can bring money to Moon and how we can get this money back, how these activities can help us on Earth, and how they can actually be a gate for us livers, habitats of Earth, how they can be a gate for us to further space with all the activities developed on the Moon, like mining, like fueling, and many others.
Okay, so loads of opportunities. We are Mira and Remco from Groundstation.Space, and we'll be back to you again tomorrow. Thank you. So, hello again. We're at the end of day 2 of the Space for Inspiration event here at, not the International Space Station, at ESTEC in Noordwijk. Today we talked about different elements of building a space economy in low Earth orbit and around the Moon and on the Moon. This morning we talked about several commercial initiatives that exist already that allow entrepreneurs and businesses to do business in space. We saw a panel with 7 different organizations, companies that provide that service, and we learned about the case call that ESA has, and if you want to learn more about that, we'll write on Groundstation.Space about that very soon. And then after lunch we broke up into 2 workshops. I attended a workshop on the post-ISS post-2030 activities in low Earth orbit and how ESA supports the commercialization of activities in low Earth orbit. And where we saw that space transportation is a bottleneck, but once we have a solution for cheaper access to space, that will really open the opportunities for commercial organizations to get involved in low Earth orbit. And you attended the other workshop.
Yeah, hi. So I attended the different workshop. It was organized by Space Applications Catapult. Our topic was on-orbit servicing and manufacturing. So that was pretty intense brainstorm, and we tried to actually come up with the definition. How should we understand on-orbit servicing and manufacturing? And apparently each person in the audience has different understanding. This is like quite interesting because this is such a new space application, and we still wondering how it's going to look like. So next we also try to see what already exists. So we have the technology, we see that the industry is ready, but there are also like a bunch of things which are not available now, and Europe should take action. One of them is, for instance, regulations. We may see, okay, there is a policy, we go into space, but still we don't have enforcement of space sustainability. We don't know how to deal with the authorization control where we want to assist someone with the on-orbit service. So those all questions, they should be answered by industry, and I actually hope that in coming months we will see some of the implementations from our workshop on the side from Space Applications Catapult.
Okay. Now you're a space lawyer.
Yeah.
Was anything said? You mentioned legislation about space law at all?
Yeah, so that was said that we have to step in, that the industry should go and present that, look, we are ready, because so far we had like so much opposition to such interesting topic as use space assets as a collateral or to provide them as a lease. So the treaty actually was discussed for last 20 years, and now with the on-orbit servicing we actually have such a chance. So if the technology exists, the law stands behind, so we should take action. So I think my generation of upcoming space lawyers, we're gonna do something with that.
Brilliant. And that was said in the conclusion of the event as well, that some people in the audience are really looking at the younger generation to really make a breakthrough in access to space and commercialization of space. So I think that was one of the conclusions at the end of the panel. So thank you very much all for following, and as it was said, there will be a 4th edition next year. No date, no location yet, but keep an eye out on the ESA channels, and on the ground station channels we'll be following as well. And we'll see you at Space for Inspiration next year. So thank you very much.